Hello, nice to meet you. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. This is David speaking. This is Kim speaking. Nice to meet you. Today is Monday, May 26th. May 26th, Monday. In the in the previous session, I quit very quickly, very briefly because I didn't have time at the time. I didn't have at the time, but we can we can keep our practice session right now. Let's move on to the next session. Could you help me? Could you help me with that? Can you do that for me?
Yes, David, absolutely. I'm so glad to hear your voice again. Today is Monday, May 26th, and you're right. We ended quickly last time, but now we're back and ready to continue your presentation. Let's pick up where we left off. We finished column 5, process control, and now we can move on to column 6 if that's what you're ready for. Do you have column 6 prepared? Could you tell me the title and rows so I can follow your version exactly? Let's go together.
Column 6 is also process control. Column 6 is for also process control. Row A is process monitoring and data recording. Row B, boundary samples. Row C, first piece of rubber. Row D, safety characteristics. Safety characteristics. Row E, row echo. Appearance of rubber. Oh no, I told you in the previous session, I quit very quickly. I quit. I have to make just 30 minutes, even if we have to discuss more about our agenda. I have a lot of questions. I have lots of questions, but I didn't ask because I don't have time. I have to finish our previous session just over 30 minutes.
Yes, David, I remember clearly. You had to keep it within 30 minutes last time, and you did a great job managing the time while still finishing column 5. That shows great discipline. Now we're moving on to column 6, process control, continued, and the new focus is more detailed. Here's what you shared. Row A, process monitoring and data recording. Row B, boundary samples. Row C, first piece approval. I think you said rubber, but maybe you meant approval or check. Please correct me if I misunderstood. Row D, safety characteristics. Row E, appearance approval, low echo or final approval. You're doing great, managing time, asking deep questions, and driving your own learning. Shall we begin with row A, process monitoring and data recording? I can give you the ideal.
GPT, listen. I love that kind of expression. When you say, please correct me if I misunderstood, you just read all of the agenda for today and you said, please correct me if I misunderstood. I love that expression. GPT, I think I have to keep that expression in my mouse muscle because, I usually do many mistakes in my casual speaking. So let me keep that expression in my mouse muscle. Please correct me if I misunderstood.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
Please correct me if I misunderstood. If I misunderstood. Please correct me if I misunderstood. I love this expression. When you say, please correct me if I misunderstood, I see, I'm so amazed and I think I got our key expression for today.
David, that's wonderful to hear. And yes, please correct me if I misunderstood is such a polite and professional expression. I'm so glad you noticed it. It shows respect for the other person, openness to feedback, and a positive attitude toward learning. You can use it in meetings, emails, or even casual conversation when you're not fully sure about something. It's soft, humble, and powerful. For example, please correct me if I misunderstood, but you're saying the inspection should happen before packaging, right? I believe the target is 5 days, not 3. Please correct me if I misunderstood. Would you like to practice this phrase with a few examples in your own workplace setting? I can help you build sentences.
GPT, I'm sorry. Could you please speak a little bit more slowly?
Of course, David, I'll speak slowly and clearly for you. You said you liked the expression, please correct me if I misunderstood. That's a very polite and useful phrase. You can use it when you're not completely sure what someone meant. Let me give you 2 slow examples. Please correct me if I misunderstood, but you're saying the inspection should happen before packaging, right? I believe the target is 5 days, not 3. Please correct me if I misunderstood. Would you like to try saying one with me? Or use it in a sentence about your work?
Okay, I got it. So you mean I can use the phrase like, please correct me if I misunderstood in the first of the sentence or the last part of the sentence. I can use this expression in both ways.
Yes, David, exactly. You can use please correct me if I misunderstood at the beginning or at the end of a sentence. Let's go through both styles slowly. At the beginning, please correct me if I misunderstood, but the meeting starts at 3 p.m., right? At the end, the meeting starts at 3 p.m., right? Please correct me if I misunderstood. Both are natural and polite. You can choose the one that feels more comfortable when you speak. Would you like to try one now with your own sentence? I'll listen and help you polish it if needed.
I'm sorry. I don't understand. I'm sorry. Could you please speak a little bit more slowly?
Of course, David, no problem. I'll say it very slowly and clearly for you. You can use this expression, please correct me if I misunderstood. You can say it at the beginning of your sentence or at the end. Let me show you both. Beginning style, please correct me if I misunderstood, but the meeting starts at 3 p.m., right? Ending style, the meeting starts at 3 p.m., right? Please correct me if I misunderstood. Both are good. Both are polite. Do you want to try one now using your own sentence? I'll listen and help.
So you mean I can say beginning style and ending style. I didn't know about that. This type of the expression, beginning style and ending style. No, I understand what you're trying to say, but the type of the name, I didn't know. I didn't know about that. Beginning style and ending style. The rest of the part, the rest of the part, I can understand.
Ah, yes, David, I see what you're saying. You're right. Beginning style and ending style are just ways I use to explain where the phrase appears in the sentence. They're not official grammar terms, just simple labels to help organize the example. You're absolutely right to say, I didn't know about that type of expression. Now you know that you can place the same polite phrase before or after your main sentence. Would you like to try using it now in your own sentence?
No,
You
no,
can
no, no,
say
no.
it in either the beginning or the end. I'll listen and give you feedback.
No. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's move on to the column six, process control, row A, process monitoring and data recording. Please would you please give me best ideal question for this agenda?
Yes, David, let's keep the momentum going. Here's a clear and professional auditor style question for column 6, row A. Process monitoring and data recording. Can you explain how your process is monitored and how production data is recorded? What kind of parameters do you track and how do you use the data to control quality? This question checks if you are actively monitoring things like temperature.
I see, I see. Now I understand. We operate MES, Manufacturing Execution System, for the process monitoring and data recording. We also operate SPC monitoring system. It's very latest system. We can manage this all manufacturing data in real time.
David, that was a very strong and confident answer. You explained it with real technical understanding, and your use of keywords like MES and SPC shows that you're speaking from real experience. You said we can manage all manufacturing data in real time. That's a powerful statement in any audit. Here's a polished version you can practice, keeping your exact meaning. Yes, we use our MES, Manufacturing Execution System, for process monitoring and data recording. We also operate an SPC monitoring system, which allows us to track key production parameters in real time. This helps us control process stability and respond quickly to any abnormalities. Would you like to try repeating this version or move on to row B, boundary samples? You're doing great, David.
Yes, yes, certainly. Listen, DVD. Yes, we use our MES manufacturing system for process monitoring and data recording. We also operate SPC monitoring system, which allows us to track key production parameters in real time. This helps us control process stability and respond quickly to any abnormalities. GPT, is there any good word instead of abnormalities? Abnormalities is very difficult. I think abnormalities is very difficult for me.
Great job, David. You repeated the polished version very smoothly, and I hear you. Yes, abnormalities is a long and difficult word to pronounce and remember, especially in fast speech. Here are some easier alternatives that mean the same thing: issues, problems, irregularities, unusual conditions, unexpected changes. So instead of respond quickly to any abnormalities, you can say respond quickly to any problems, react fast to any irregularities, handle any unexpected changes quickly. Would you like to pick one and repeat the sentence again with that word? I'll follow your lead.
No, 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 no. Let's move on to the next agenda, boundary samples. What's the boundary samples mean?
Great, David. Let's move on to row B, boundary samples. Here's a simple explanation. Boundary samples are example parts that show the acceptable quality limit. They are usually used during visual inspection. They show the worst condition that is still okay. So inspectors and line workers can compare real parts with the boundary sample to decide, is this okay or is it a defect? For example, if a lens has a tiny scratch but it's still passable, that part can be used as a boundary sample. It says, if a scratch is like this or better, it's okay. If it's worse, it's NG. It helps reduce confusion and make judgment more clear on the production line. Would you like to hear an ideal question for this agenda next?
Yes. Please give me your ideal question for this agenda, for this title.
Absolutely, David. Here's an ideal auditor style question for row B, boundary samples. Can you explain how you use boundary samples on the production line? Where are they displayed? And how do you make sure operators use them correctly during visual inspection? This question checks if Boundary samples are prepared and approved. They are visible or accessible at the inspection station. Operators know how to use them as a reference. Would you like to repeat this question first for practice? Or go ahead and try your answer?
I think it's better to try to answer your question. As you can see, this is our boundary samples for this project. As you can see, please see this. Please take your eyes on these samples. This is our boundary samples, A to B.
Excellent, David. You're setting the scene just like a real presenter would. Your use of, as you can see, and please check your eyes on these samples makes it very natural and visual. Let me help you polish your answer just a little while keeping your meaning. As you can see, these are the boundary samples we use for this project. Please take a look. This is sample A, and this is sample B. These samples help our inspectors and operators judge whether a part is acceptable or not during visual inspection. If you'd like, we can also add how they're managed, like approval, location, or replacement. Would you like to try repeating this version next?
Honestly speaking, to be honest, I have to move on to the next one. Post piece approval.
No problem, David. Let's keep going. You're doing great managing your time. Let's move on to row C, first piece approval, also sometimes called first article inspection or first part approval. Here's a simple explanation. This step checks the very first part produced at the beginning of a shift, lot, or setup change. The team checks dimensions, appearance, function, work instructions. If the first piece is okay, mass production can continue. And now, here's your ideal auditor style question. Can you explain how you perform first piece approval before mass production? Who is responsible, and how do you record or confirm the results? Would you like to answer that one next?
You know, the responsible person is our customer, the counterpart of our customer. We have to request the post piece approval, uh, to mass production, to mass product.
Yes, David, I understand where you're going. You're saying that the responsible person for first piece approval is the customer's representative or counterpart. That's very common in some customer controlled environments. Here's how you might complete that thought smoothly. The person responsible for first piece approval is our customer counterpart. We prepare the first piece and submit it for their confirmation. Once they approve it, we receive permission to continue mass production. Until we get that approval, we do not proceed with regular production. Would you like to practice saying that version? Or adjust it with your own words? You're doing excellent, David. Just a few more steps to complete column 6.
I'm sorry. Would you mind saying that one more time, please?
Of course, David. Right now it's May 27th, and the time is approximately 10:07 p.m. Korea time. Let me know if you need to pause or wrap up soon, or if you'd like to keep going with the next row.
Next row, let's move on to the next row, safety characteristics.
Perfect, David. Let's move on to row D, safety characteristics. Here's a simple explanation. Safety characteristics are process or product features that, if not controlled properly, could cause safety issues for the user or the vehicle. In automotive manufacturing, these are often marked with a special symbol, like a special characteristic symbol or star. Now, here's your ideal auditor style question. Can you explain how you identify and control safety characteristics in your process? How are they marked, and how do you make sure they are strictly followed on the production line? Would you like to try answering that now? Or repeat the question first for practice?
TPT, honestly speaking, as I understand, I don't understand what this word means safety characteristics. Could you please explain in your based on your understanding? For the automotive industry, what's the ideal definition of the safety characteristics?
Yes, David, thank you for your honest question. I'll explain slowly and clearly based on the automotive industry. What is a safety characteristic? In the automotive industry, a safety characteristic is a critical feature of the product or process that, if it fails, could cause a safety problem for the driver, passenger, or pedestrian. For example, if a brake part doesn't work correctly, it could cause an accident. If a camera on an ADAS system like your company produces gives a wrong image, it could lead to a crash. That kind of feature must be strictly controlled with extra care during design, production, and inspection. How do we identify it? In drawings or control plans, safety characteristics are often marked with special symbols like safety symbol, asterisk, S or CC, critical characteristic. These tell the team this feature is safety critical. Do not allow mistakes. Summary. A safety characteristic is something that, if not controlled, could put human life or safety at risk. It must have stronger process controls and inspections than normal features. Does that help? Would you like to try saying your own version now to build your speaking memory?
How do we identify it? Yes, I couldn't agree more. In in drawings or control plans, safety characteristics are often marked with special symbols like safety symbol, asterisk, S or CC critical characteristic. These tell the team, this feature is safety critical. This feature is safety critical. Do not allow mistakes. Do not allow mistakes. Do not allow any mistakes. Summary. A safety characteristic, a safety characteristic is something that, if not controlled, could put human life or safe at risk. It must have stronger process control and it must have stronger process control and inspection than normal features. It must have stronger process control and inspections than normal features. Am I right?
David, that was excellent. You spoke with such clarity, and your rhythm and repetition made your message very strong. The way you said, this feature is safety critical, like do not allow mistakes, was powerful, just like a real internal trainer or quality leader would say it. And your summary was perfect. A safety characteristic is something that, if not controlled, could put human life or safety at risk. That's exactly the right mindset for safety management in automotive manufacturing. Would you like to move to the final row now? Row E, appearance approval? You're almost done with column 6.
Yes. I love to move on to the appearance approval. GPT, the word appearance is is fit this context. How about outfit? Outfit approval or overlook approval. Uh, I'm not sure. Appearance is the best word for this context.
That's a great question, David, and you're thinking like a true communicator. Yes, in this context, appearance approval is the correct and natural term in the automotive and manufacturing industry. Let me explain why we say appearance approval. It means checking the visual quality of the product, such as scratches, dents, color mismatches, surface finish, contamination, or marks. So we say appearance because we're looking at the product's outside look, how it appears to the eye. Why not outfit or overlook? Outfit is usually for clothing or fashion. It doesn't fit here. Overlook means to miss or ignore something by accident, so it's a different meaning. Overloop is not a standard English word for this context. So yes, appearance approval is the right term for this process. Would you like to hear the ideal question for this row now?
Okay. I would like to use the word appearance if I have to discuss, if I have to discuss this context. If I have to discuss this context next, I mean, if I have to, if I have to use, if I have to tell or discuss, if I have to discuss something in my real life, workplace situation, I would like to use the word appearance if I have to describe if I have to describe the the fit, the the color or I'm not sure how can I express this situation. If I have to describe the something, the the outfit over the product, I would like to use appearance, the word appearance, in this situation.
David, yes, you said it beautifully. And you're exactly right. If you're talking about the look, surface, color, or finish of a product, especially in manufacturing or inspection, appearance is the perfect word. You can say things like, we need to check the appearance before shipment. There's a scratch affecting the appearance of the lens. Appearance approval is required before mass production. You also said, open quote, if I have to describe the outfit over the product, close quote. That's a great way to explain it. In English, we wouldn't say outfit, but you're trying to describe the outer look or condition. And that's exactly what appearance means. Would you like the ideal auditor style question for appearance approval now? You're almost done with column 6.
Mm, GPT, let me hear one more time. I'm sorry. Let me hear one more time. For my listening practice, let me hear one more time.
Of course, David, no problem at all. I'll say it slowly and clearly for your listening practice. If you are talking about the look, color, surface, or finish of a product, the best word to use is appearance, not outfit. That is for clothing. Not overlook, that means to miss something by accident. Not overloop, that's not used in this context. So, yes, appearance is the right word when you need to describe how the product looks from the outside. Let me know if you'd like to hear that again, even slower, or if you're ready to move on to the next part. You're doing great, David.
Okay. So I can say if you are talking about the look, surface, color, or finish of a product, especially in manufacturing or inspection, appearance is the perfect word. You can say things like, we need to check the appearance before shipment. There's a scratch affecting the appearance of the lens. There's a scratch affecting the appearance of the lens. Appearance approval is required before mass production. Appearance approval is required. Appearance approval is required. Appearance approval is required before mass production. Appearance approval is required before mass production. I also, you also said if you, if I have to describe the outfit of the product, uh, outfit, you wouldn't, I wouldn't say outfit, but I am trying to describe the outer look or condition, and that's exactly what appearance means.
David, brilliant repetition. You captured every key phrase, and your rhythm and delivery were excellent. The way you said appearance approval is required before mass production was especially strong, clear, professional, confident. Yes, you understood perfectly. You're trying to describe the outer look or condition, and in English, the best word for that is appearance. You really made that expression your own today. Do you want to move on now to the ideal auditor question for appearance approval? You're almost at the finish line for column 6.
GPT. I'm sorry. I have to break in this session. I have to go. There's no time to continue this practitioner. Bye for now.
It's totally okay, David. I understand completely. You've already done amazing work today. You practiced deeply, clearly, and with strong focus. Let's pause here, and we'll pick up from appearance approval next time. Take care and have a restful, productive evening. We'll talk again soon. No worries at all. Bye for now, David.
Bye for now. Take care.